In this video, we are going to discuss the difference between passive income and active income. If you or someone you know is currently working an average 9-to-5 job but wants to diversify their streams of income and doesn't know how, then you've come to the right place, because by the end of this video, you're going to learn about the different types of income, differentiate between them, and discover which one is best for you. Welcome back, Money Masters. It's another Wealthy Wednesday, where we open the kimono and reveal the secrets that the wealthy elite have been using for decades to generate massive amounts of passive income through entrepreneurship and investing. As we mentioned earlier, today we are going to be talking about the difference between passive income and active income, which will help you learn about the different types of income, differentiate between them, and discover which one is best for you. Before we dive in, I just want to let you know that on Friday, we will be discussing the easiest and fastest way to become debt-free at any age, on any income. So, if you don't want to risk missing out on that episode, make sure to subscribe to our channel and hit the bell icon so that you can be notified of our next amazing video. Okay, with all that said, if you are like us and are totally committed to obtaining financial independence, then go ahead and tap that like button and let's get into it. For many, earning a good income is only ever a matter of getting a better paying job, which is a noble and good goal. But it should also be noted that getting a better paying job isn't guaranteed and can also take years, if not decades, as you try to build your resume, experiences, and connections to even have a chance to have that job. So with that in mind, it would be a good idea to diversify your income streams in case your main active income stream doesn't pan out, wouldn't it? Maybe you should consider setting up a passive income stream as well. In relation to this, let's go ahead and define what active and passive income streams are, how they are different, and how they both have their advantages and disadvantages and work best when utilized together. If you're just as excited as I am about this topic, be sure to hit that like button and keep watching for some more insightful financial content. What is active income? Of the two primary ways to make money, active income is likely the more obvious and well-known. In fact, you probably already have an active income. So what is an active income? Active income is any kind of income that is received in exchange for you agreeing to perform a service. These are your typical income streams that result from your 9-to-5 jobs and can include stuff like wages, tips, salaries, commissions, and income from businesses in which there is participation on a regular basis. Like we said earlier, active income tends to be the first and in some cases, the only way that people are able to make money. It's the most common way to make money and arguably also the easiest way to make money. What is passive income? Passive income is any earnings gained or derived from assets such as rental properties, limited partnership, or other enterprise that does not involve your participation for it to make returns. These may also include profits from investments, dividends, and interest. An article on Metrobank's website accurately describes passive income as a way of making your money work for you. Now, both active and passive income is usually taxable, but it is often treated differently by the Internal Revenue Services. In particular, income from investments, dividends, and interest may even be considered a different type of income for tax purposes, particularly portfolio income. However, we'll be considering them passive sources of income for brevity in this video. So now that you know the difference between active and passive income, which one is better? On the surface, passive income seems like it would be an obvious choice. But if it's such an obvious choice, why don't you know more people who do it? Really? Why is it that everyone you know has a day job and you can count on less than one hand how many people you know who totally live off passive income? The reality is, there are pros and cons to both streams of income. Let's take a look at active income first to discover why most of us choose this way to make money. Advantages of active income. Now, one of the main reasons why active income is important and helpful to us is that active income is considered by most to be the easier of the two sources of income to attain and generate. While that may be true to a certain point, Since a lot of jobs can be pretty simple to do and can still earn you money that can be harder to obtain through passive income, this is only a valid advantage over passive income at first. You could argue that higher paying jobs, which tend to be managerial positions, or jobs that require a large amount of time, money, and effort to obtain the skills needed, can be paid an amount of money that may actually be overshadowed by the income you generate passively in the same amount of time. For example, becoming a doctor may require nearly a decade of time to finish your studies, pass exams to get certified, and find a position as a doctor at a medical institution, not to mention the mountain of medical school debt. In that same time, people who put in the effort to set up a passive income stream and grow it through research and refinement of their product or service just might make the same or a comparable amount of money without having to work. That's why we think this pro only stays a pro up to an extent. The second and more important advantage of active income is that active income tends to be the form of income that can be generated more immediately than passive income. This is because passive income takes time and money and effort to set up, as you need a product or service that will appeal to your chosen demographic, and you'll need to do some research and extra work for that. Contrast this with active income, which mostly involves building a resume, applying for a job, and immediately working to get paid by the end of the month usually. And you'll see how active income definitely has this over passive income. There's also the added fact that demand for workers will almost never dry up, since people need extra hands to either help them out with their workload or to completely take that workload off their hands in exchange for a salary. Another advantage that tends to be pretty true at the beginning and is only sometimes true after a certain point, and that's the fact that the income you generate through active participation in activities is going to be larger than what you'll pull in passively, at least at the beginning. As with the previous point we had, having a reliable and sustainable passive income stream will require a good amount of time and money, so the gains from your passive income may easily be outclassed by your active income while it's still in the works. Lastly, and maybe most importantly, active income requires far less risk and far less personal responsibility. With active income, for as long as you show up and do the job, you have money coming in. For all intents and purposes, you are safe. You aren't financially responsible, you aren't in charge, even if you're a manager, and you don't steer the ship. So there is nothing to lose. And if things go wrong in the job, there is always someone else you can blame, so there is far less risk of embarrassment if you fail. Disadvantages of active income. Moving on, we have the disadvantages of active income. Our first disadvantage to acquiring money through passive income is that it might not be enough to cover your living expenses. It could also be too meager for you to build an emergency fund. That can be solved with having part-time jobs or getting raises or promotions. However, that isn't always enough, and you'll still need some other form of income to supplement your active income to make ends meet. One more disadvantage that active income has is that active income earners will eventually have to face the reality that they cannot work forever, that they can't provide for themselves through active income for every year of their life, because they'll eventually get old and will have trouble working for a salary. There are ways to get around this though, such as having invested in something like a retirement plan, but it's always good to have alternate ways of earning money that will consistently bring you income regularly. Now that we've got a good idea of how active income works, let's move on to the definition of passive income next. Now, we know that talking about the disadvantages of active income can be a touchy subject, so we'd like to know your thoughts about the topic. Do you agree with our thoughts on it? Let us know in the comments below. We'd love to start a discussion about it. Advantages of passive income. The very biggest advantage of passive income is that once your passive income stream is set up, it'll take magnitudes less in terms of effort and time to maintain this income stream. It'll also help reduce the financial burden on your shoulders when supplementing your active income, since you'll be able to reduce the monthly expenses you'll have to contend with. You're essentially no longer relying solely on your active income, which means that you can take it a little bit easier with some passive income. Another big advantage of passive income is that these income sources help you generate income regardless of whether you're employed or not. Passive income sources like renting out properties you own to tenants for a monthly fee can be quite valuable and lucrative, while any dividends from stocks can provide a steady stream of income as companies give out dividends which are scheduled quarterly or semi-annually. Profit made from interest through government bonds and time deposits also help you earn money passively as you let your money work for you. If you or someone you know has experienced financial growth thanks to passive income streams, be sure to share your story in the comments down below so that people can learn from your experiences. Disadvantages of passive income. The most obvious downside of passive income is that it can be difficult and time-consuming to build up a decently sized passive income stream, meaning that for a while, you won't be making all that much money from your passive income streams. You'll be needing to supplement this with active income or other passive sources of income so that you'll be able to stay afloat while building it before profiting from it straight up. Another one of the problems with passive income is how little control you can have over them at times. Compared to active income, which is almost guaranteed as long as you're willing to work and can find someone willing to hire you, passive income streams can sometimes become liabilities thanks to forces that are outside of your control. For example, rental properties can be a liability if you can't find people willing to rent your property, since you still have to pay for the associated taxes and maintenance costs for the property. And investments in stocks can turn into losses if companies you're investing in fail to bring in profits for a variety of reasons. Lastly, and most importantly, it is inherently risky and you are 100% responsible for its success or failure, financially and socially. For example, let's say you buy a business that never turns profitable and goes out of business 6 months later. Well, you just lost all your money, which hurts, especially if you borrowed that money from a bank and now you have to pay it back with interest, but you also failed spectacularly and everyone you know will know that you are a failure. That's the reality, and that reality can be more stress and more pressure than it's worth to a lot of people. In fact, I would dare say that most people who stay in a job they hate where they are overworked, underpaid, and underappreciated simply do so because the security, lack of responsibility, and success statuses are worth more to them than all of the money and easy living that follows building a successful passive income stream after years of failure. So that's it. Those are all the thoughts on passive income versus active income that we have for you in this video. We hope you learned some very helpful insights from what we've shared with you today. Please don't forget to leave a like on our video if it was able to help inform and positively influence your financial decisions and lifestyle, and leave a comment down below about how you feel like this video will help you boost your overall income. Also, if you love our content, subscribe for more Money Masters content and updates, and so that you don't miss out on our next episode of Finance Friday, where we will be discussing the easiest and fastest way to become debt-free at any age or any income. Also, we'd like you to consider sharing this video with at least one friend. It would mean the world to us if you would join us in our mission of helping good people like you keep more of what they earn and earn more from what you keep. That'll be all from us in this video, Money Masters. We'll see you in the next video.